Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the Vasanti Liquid VO2 Orange Colour Correcting Concealer. I've seen this on so many Instagram pages and people really seem to love it, and I finally got my hands on it. I also got the brush that comes with it. That's a stubby brush. So this is basically a colour correcting concealer. It has sort of a peachy colour and it's supposed to counteract the blue and sort of purpley dark kind of hues that are sometimes present under the eye area, so that when you put your concealer on top you can't see that sort of grey or dark shadow. And usually for people with brown skin, it's usually that sort of bluish kind of purplish undertone that kind of shows through, and often when we put concealer on it looks like there's a little bit of a grey shadow underneath, so this is supposed to really help with that. So I'm really excited to try it out. I've been meaning to get my hands on it for a really long time, and my husband actually bought it for me because he's just super cute. I'm going to try these two things out for you today and see if they actually make any difference. So I've got nothing on my skin at the moment apart from my skincare routine. Okay, so I'm going to try and maybe zoom in a little bit more just so you can actually see what's going on. So I hope that it's clear, and I hope that you can see this sort of dark shadow that I've got here. I think this eye is probably a bit worse than this one. So I'm going to start with this product here, which is a BB Tinted Treatment Primer by Tarte, and it's also SPF 30, which is amazing. This is one of my favorite base products. It's super duper light. It doesn't really provide much coverage, but I just feel like it makes my skin look really nice and smooth. But I'm just going to take a little bit on this brush here, which is the foundation and contour brush, and I got this from Primark recently. So I'm just going to get this much on here, and then I'm just going to dot it around. And I'm gonna avoid that under eye area. Usually I'll probably go over it with this BB treatment, but today I'm just gonna avoid it because I want to show you guys what effect that corrector has, if any. And because it's a primer as well, I just feel like it makes my skin look super smooth and airbrushed. So you can see it hasn't really covered up a lot, but I like to use like concealer and things like that for the bits that I want to sort of cover up. So I'm gonna try this next, and it comes in packaging like this. So it's got this brush. Quite a lot of products actually comes out, so let's plop a bit on. And I said I would use this eye, so I'll put a bit underneath there. And I'm literally just going to focus on that dark area because this is, you know, I've got quite sort of yellowy fair kind of skin, so I feel like if I put orange on this area you're really going to be able to see it. So I'm just going to focus it on that dark patch, and I'm going to take it up here as well because I've got a lot of darkness here. Okay, I'm just going to put that much on. And then I'm going to use the brush. I've not used this yet. It's quite a cute little brush. It's quite cute actually. It's quite small, which means it will get under the eye area quite well. So I'm just going to sort of pat it in. It's actually really hard to blend. It's not very creamy. I think this is probably something that you have to work with quite quickly. I think that looks okay. Let's have a little look in my mirror. I'm just going to add a little bit more. When I use concealer and things like that, I tend to use my finger just because sometimes I feel using a brush just absorbs a lot of the product, and then you're just kind of losing a lot of it through using the brush. I'm just going to pop a little bit there, and I think I might just use my finger to blend that out. And I just want to keep that brightness in that area. I don't want to shift it around too much. Just added a little bit more. I think I'm perhaps not being generous enough when I'm applying it. I think you perhaps have to put quite a lot of it on for it to sort of stick in that position. But I'm quite sort of light-handed with makeup anyway. I just feel like, for me anyway, it just exaggerates my pores and things like that if I put loads of makeup on, so I tend to be quite sort of gentle with my application. Okay, so I think that looks okay. You can see actually visibly the fact that this eye, you know, you've got a lot more of that darkness there as opposed to this eye. So the next thing I'm going to do is use my concealer. And the concealer that I use is the Born This Way concealer. I love this, it's amazing, and it's in the shade Golden Beige. So I'm just going to pop a little bit under here, like that. Like that. And then I am just going to go ahead and use my finger. I don't know whether I should probably use the brush for this side. I think seeing as I apply this concealer using this finger, I'm just going to go ahead and do that just so that it's fair. So it's a little bit lighter than my skin colour, but I feel like it's close enough that it doesn't look too obvious, obviously once it's all blended out. But it does do a really good job of actually covering that darkness on its own as well. It's not, you know, it's quite a full, actually I'd say it's medium to full coverage kind of concealer, but it's got a really nice sort of light creamy consistency. So it doesn't look too dry, which is what I really hate. I'm just noticing though, as I'm looking close, that corrector does settle in to your lines quite quickly. So I really do think it's one of those that you probably have to use really, really quickly. That's mostly blended out. I'd probably just go over the edges with a brush or something, but I don't know whether you can tell, but I think this side does look a lot brighter than this side. I can kind of see some of the darkness coming through here, less so on this side. And remember, this side is actually the one where I have more darkness than this one. So I think it's actually doing a really great job of covering that up. Yeah, wow, I'm actually really impressed with that. And then I'm just going to set my face. I'm going to use a powder from Rimmel, which is a transparent powder. I'm not going to show you. Okay, I'll show you. It's a mess, yeah. Yeah, but this is one of my favorite ones. It's cheap, it's cheerful, and it does a really good job. And for me, less powder is better under the eye. It just looks so dry otherwise for me. And then I just sort of use a little bit around the corners. This is a really sort of light makeup look. I'm really not trying to do some full face thing. So I'm just going to finish the rest of my face. Oh, this is a bronzer from Primark. It was £1. £1! And it's the colour Suspect. But yeah, it's quite nice. It's quite good for £1. As you can tell, I do really like the makeup and stuff from Primark. Not cheap, I just literally, I've tried a few things and I actually really like them. Stop myself looking too pale. Okay, I'm just going to go finish the rest of my makeup and I will be back. Okay, so I'm back and I literally just added a bit of mascara and a bit of lipstick as well. And yeah, I just had a little look in the mirror just to see whether I could notice any difference, and I can definitely notice a difference, especially in this inner area here, which is where a lot of the darkness is for me. I definitely think it's quite a drying formula, so it might be a good idea to put something a little bit more greasy or emollient under the eye area before you use something like that. But I really like it. I wasn't too fan of the brush. It's quite soft and it's small enough to really get into that area, but it's nothing amazing. I think if you have a normal sort of concealer brush, that should be fine. It's not worth, I think, the £18 or whatever that it cost on top of the actual corrector. The corrector, I think, is quite nice. I think if you're any lighter than my skin tone, it would be quite orange on your skin, so that's probably something to bear in mind. But I definitely think it makes a difference, so I'm really impressed with that. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying that one out a few more times. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. Really good product, and I do quite like the way that you can use it. It's got like this thin brush, so it's really helpful for specific application as well. So, you know, really focus it on those areas of darkness, which I think is great. My husband bought this for me from the website, I think, but he said that it came in an Amazon package. So I'm not sure, you know, what the deal is with that, but I'll try and find a link for you guys and pop it down below. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that first impression, and leaving your comments down below if you've tried it. Let me know what you think, or if there's a better way of using it, let me know. And I'll see you next time. Bye.